Dragons in the skies, fire from the boughs, wisdom flowing fast, ancient temples bow, mountains echo tales, ancestors crying loud, heroes of the past, legends worn proud. On golden silk roads, history unfolds, mystics in the night, secrets they hold. Great walls shadow long, warriors in rows, in the courtyard's light, a lotus flower grows. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sin is bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design. Phoenix rise anew, feathers burning blue, forest whisper soft, mind open and true. Scrolls of hidden art, sages they confide, seeking of the jade, time won't divide. Battles lost and won, emperors do reign, people marching on, dreams still remain. Peasant to the king, stories intertwined, every single soul walking a fine line. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sin is bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, rivers serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design.
Harmony and chaos by design. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing amazing. It is a Tuesday. It is a lovely, lovely Tuesday. Sun was out this morning, which is nice. Hope you guys got to enjoy the weather a little bit. Let me just move this mic down before it starts messing with my camera. Got my old hat on, because the pirate's back. The pirate. Arr. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having a good day, whatever you're doing. Today's topic is peace alone versus the chaos of others. Can you carry the burden of others? And whether you can have hope in God and hope in yourself. Deep topic, but I'm going to rush through it like I always do. I'm not planning on streaming that long today. I'm going to do an early stream, hence why 6 o'clock start. Ooh, that's nice. So I've just got a candle here, and it's nice and warm, actually. I didn't realise how warm it was. Yeah, chill stream, quick stream. Not a long one, but just going to keep it chill, keeping it chill. Welcome back, Business says you're very stylish today. That is definitely not my goal. I am never trying to be stylish. I'm just trying to be me. Business says just purchase beg nose and mask pick from Akil, so it better continue being pleasant to his guests and subs. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know there was pictures of him going around without the mask. But to be honest, like, up to you what you do, because you know, free will and everything. But don't stoop down to his level. Don't get involved in his petty games. I know he loves to talk about you and all the other people that left him, the ex-mods as they call them. But yeah, just say what you got to say. Stick to the truth. And yeah, if he's scared of showing his face, that's a him problem. That's a him problem. Don't let him make it be a you problem. As you guys can tell from the previous conversations I've had over the last couple of days, a lot of people try to make problems mine when I don't have a problem. I'm pretty chill. I do have issues in life, yes, but they're my issues and I'll deal with them. I actually I'm going to share some advice that I was given. So just before the new year, I was given a lot of advice by people saying that, listen, you need to be able to ask for help. You need to be able to ask for help. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? You're right. And it's not that I'm ashamed of asking for help or anything, but sometimes it's like you don't want to put your burden on others. But I was getting like all these messages from people saying that ask for help, ask for help, ask for help. So I thought, you know what? Maybe it's time I did ask for help. So I asked somebody for help. And I was told, you have your God. You don't need me. Go ask your God for help. So when you get advice like this, when you're asking for help, you typically have to then contemplate on it. And they were right. They were right. I didn't need to ask anyone else for help, and I was happy with just waiting for God to help me because He's always come through for me. So, yeah, it was trying to not share the burden. I wasn't trying to share the burden. What I was trying to do was, let's see, how can I put this? It wasn't sharing the burden. It was more like, hey, this is what I'm carrying at the moment. I'll try and help you as much as I can, but I've got my hands full at the moment. So, yeah, it's never about burdening others. It's never about burdening others or trying to put crap on other people. When you ask for help, you're literally just asking for that help. You're not asking them to carry it for you. You're not asking for anything like that. So this is why I thought this conversation would be good. Whether it's better to deal with your own burdens in the peace of your own company with God, or whether you then carry the entire burdens of someone else while they don't. they drop all accountability and run off. So it's about understanding the balance in life, you know. Everything's a bit of give and take, and you can't give your burdens to someone else without taking some responsibility of your own burdens. So I'm hoping this is making sense at the moment, and hopefully this should get those juices flowing for you guys. And then I'll throw up the link if anyone's got any comments in regards to this. I'm sure there might be a few people. Is the link, and we got business saying, let's have a look at comments. The link is there in the chat if you want to join and give your perspective on whether peace alone or whether you should carry the burdens of others, aka the chaos of others. Excuse me. Business says, yeah, I met Aki at Speaker's Corner 5 weeks ago and he promised me a pic. He finally sent it today. Cool. He's the bald Muslim bodyguard with badger beard. Oh, I think if you watched my previous video, there was a video of me speaking to a Christian. I forget his name. I thought his name was Gov or Gus or something, but maybe his name's Aki. He told me his name about 9 months ago when I first met him. And he only told me his name once. And I'm really bad at names and places, so I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think he watches me, but if he does ever watch me, I'm sorry I forgot your name. So have a watch of that business. Have a watch of that video where I'm talking with a Christian. It's a recent video called Devil Asks the Christian Questions or something like that. And towards the end, someone comes up to me while I'm having the conversation with a Christian and he says hello to me. And I think that's who you're talking about. But I could be wrong. Oh wait, no, you said he's the bald. No, then it's not the bald guy. No, this guy's definitely got hair on the top of his head, but he's got a bit of a badger beard. So ignore watching that last video that I just mentioned. Well, watch it anyway, because it's a decent conversation, but yeah. Business says, so he better continue being pleasant to subs and guests. That's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope for, is that he grows and learns to be better every single day, you know? That's all we can hope for. Oh, we got Damon in the back already. Yo.
Hey, the man.
Hey, then, pal, you good?
Oh, yeah, you're a bit early, aren't you?
Yeah. I wanted to do it early because last couple of nights I said I was going to finish early, but because the conversation was so good, we kept it going for a little bit longer, and I didn't get to go for my late night walk. So I don't want anything cutting in my plans for later.
Your routine.
Not so much a routine. It's just
Well, your health routine. I'm talking more about your route.
Yeah. Well, it's just more. It's not even a health routine. It's more a spiritual routine. It's just when I go out for a walk, I get to be outside, enjoy nature, look at the stars, look at the moon. I get to do all these things where I get to connect with the world, not the people of the world, not the pleasures of the world, but the world in its raw state.
Well, so, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, totally. Just more connecting with yourself, with the bigger connection.
That's it.
I call it aligning.
Yes.
You're going into alignment.
No, 100%. It's like yesterday's conversation where I was saying that you always got to have that navigating star. You always got to have that hope that you're focused on. And yeah, a lot of times you do need to realign. Sometimes I will do meditation before bed to realign, but I
Right.
find that the best thing to be doing is to get outside and enjoy
I used
nature.
yeah, no, it is. I went through a phase maybe a couple of years ago where I had a target of 5,000 steps a day. I have the app on the phone,
Yes, yeah, for the
and
steps.
yeah, so I was doing that, and I kind of walked down um this where I live. They're very wide streets,
Hmm.
and the trees, especially at the time of spring, you have the apple blossom and cherry blossom.
Sorry, say that again.
And
Say that last bit again.
in the springtime, you get the apple blossom trees
Hmm.
and the cherry blossom trees.
Yes, yeah,
You
the
know,
sakura they're called,
yeah,
Japanese
they're
ones.
lovely.
Yes,
They're lovely.
beautiful.
I smell their smells are stunning.
Yeah.
So I was kind of for a while, I would walk down the right to the back and up another street and down again, and I would do that, and I check the app to think,
Hmm.
if I've done my 5,000 steps. But I think once you get the circulate, a lot of it, the exercise thing is, I find me being on my own and just kind of being that's the way I am. It's quite easy to be unmotivated and lazy about doing things
Hmm.
that shift that shift my energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when I do to stop, it just gets the circulation going in your body. So I keep thinking to walk to Speaker's Corner as opposed to getting the bus.
Yeah,
Even those simple things, they would just
every little
kind of
helps.
get.
Asda.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very. I won't do until I need to.
Till you're
Bad
forced into
way.
the situation. No, I
Yeah,
love it.
until I'm forced into the situation, that's just my nature. So
I love it because like yesterday, for example, as I was walking down, I saw this lady carrying like a couple of bags with like a multi pack of water and stuff, and she
right,
stopped. She
yeah, I see a
struggled.
lot of that.
Sorry.
Hmm. I see a lot of people carrying multi-packs of water.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
No.
sorry, what's going on? Is there a drought that
You
I'm
don't
not
trust.
aware of?
Don't trust the tap water. Remember we spoke about Thames Valley the other day as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's better to drink bottled water, I reckon.
I
So
have
yeah,
I have I have my bottle here. Can you see that? Hold on. Can you
uh,
see that? Or is it
no,
cutting in and out?
it's cutting out, but I can see it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's coming in from another dimension.
yeah.
It's it's interdimensional. It's kind of
Check you out, pulling things out of
it's
the other
coming in.
dimension.
Yeah, coming into the other dimension. Yeah, yeah. But I always keep the big bottle of water, filled up, and it's always beside me on the sofa in the bedroom.
Yeah,
So, yeah, totally.
it's got to be
And to
done.
be quite honest, it's got to be done. And I need to get around to actually getting probably every few months I'll buy a new bottle from the shop because a lot of the build up on the top,
Hmm.
over time, the calcium from the water,
Oh,
it builds up on the top.
so you're topping it up with tap water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you might as well
Yeah.
just drink straight from the tap then, and just put it in a glass.
No, no, but the reason I do it because it's just easier having it in the bottle
Okay, yes, yeah, no,
rather
no,
than
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like,
rather than
because
going
I'll
to the
have this
tap
big
after
bottle with
this.
me, I'll end up
Yeah.
drinking all of it rather than if I had a glass, I'll take my time and
Yeah, and
yeah,
I know, and I think it's also a measuring stick as well that I know I'm getting
at
at
least two
least two
liters.
liters a
Yeah,
day. You
yeah.
know, sometimes I really feel a thirst, and I just really swig at it. I was with my friend earlier on, and I went into there's a really nice Malaysian restaurant
Hmm.
here, at a very reasonable price. They do really nice buffet, all everything. They just do everything basically,
Hmm.
and but they do mango lattes.
Mango lassis.
Which,
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
for like £3 50. Whereas if I go outside, it'll be minimum of £6 to get a juice,
Hmm.
probably seven. There's a load of places, but you're talking quite high money just for a juice. And
Mm.
so when I find somewhere that I think, oh, these people aren't taking the Michael, so to
Yeah,
speak,
yeah, yeah.
I kind of think, and it's nice. It's absolutely delicious, I have to
The
say.
the most
So,
expensive drink I got was when I was in France, Paris.
oh,
Eight
really?
€8 for a bottle of water. I
Well,
was like,
from the shop.
yeah, from the shop. It was a corner shop, and
Really?
I
Oh, God.
realized that there's one price for the tourists and one price for the locals, because they don't have
Really?
any prices on anything. Yeah. So what they'll do is you'll go in and if you're speaking French to them, they'll go, okay, yeah, €1.
Hmm.
But if you walk in and you go, hey, all right, mate, with
Well,
the foreign accent,
they
they'll
should.
go.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have thought they could do that legally in
Uh,
a country like France. I
they do it
wouldn't
here as well.
really.
I noticed it in my local shop the other day. When I gone in there to buy a lighter, they're like
Yeah,
pound
yeah.
50, pound 50, because they know I'm a
Hmm.
smoker, and I need a lighter. But then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
there was this kid who was in the shop the other day, and he just wanted a lighter because of. I was like
yeah.
that as a kid, a bit of a pyromaniac, you like fire.
I
So,
was going to say you want to set somebody on fire.
but the kid asked for a
Yeah.
lighter, and he was like, "Yeah, 50p." But he said it in
Oh,
a
really?
low breath. So,
And he
and
shouldn't be selling to kids at all.
sorry.
He shouldn't be selling lighters to kids at
No,
all.
that's the other thing. Yes, exactly. I think you have to be
Yeah.
at least 16. But that's when I
Yeah,
realized that there's
absolutely.
always two
Mm.
prices. There's the prices for
Mm.
the regulars, and then there's a price for the people that they know that they can ask a little bit more from because they need it
Mm.
or want it.
Well, I do notice that with the cigarettes in the sense of, so if I go to Sainsbury's and
Mm.
get my cigarettes, it'll be £11.50.
Mm.
If I go to the newsagents next door, it's £12.50. So sometimes Sainsbury's will be out of stock.
Yeah.
But the great thing with Sainsbury's is I know it's consistently no matter what branch I go into.
Yeah, the
So
prices.
obviously
Yeah.
the price is the same, but the more I move up the Edgware Road to Marble Arch, the more the price goes higher.
Mm.
And I know I've been in the West End one time. I was going around doing whatever I was doing, and I went into a shop and it was £16.
Yeah.
So I know the people take the Mickey. I
Yeah.
mean, I know the rents are different in West End and all that kind of stuff, but well, what can we say? So
It's just taking advantage of the situation. Like I understand, like you said, like it's business is business, and you got to kind of make a profit. Understand that.
yeah, I try to keep in mind, where I am in the sense of the area, if
Mhm.
there's a reason for it, but I still think I wouldn't like to see two. I wouldn't be happy about a two-tier pricing.
No,
That
no,
that was
but it does
yeah,
happen.
yeah. Go on. You just came up early, and I thought, oh my god, the man's on today. He's getting the tea time rush.
The what? Sorry,
I thought he's getting the tea time
the
rush.
tea time.
Oh, let me tell you a funny story, the man. There's a guy. Now you might not be aware of this. There's a guy who Trump has put up for defense secretary
Mhm.
for the new government. Yeah,
Mhm.
and he's based. He was an ex, I think, Fox journalist or something.
Mhm.
Or an anchorman or something. So he was being put forward as Trump's head of the defense secretary.
Mhm.
So he's been in the House, the Senate today asking questions because there's been a lot of smear against him and allegations and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the Senate have to kind of check his what's the word? They have to question him to see if he passes the thing to be eligible for the role.
Mhm.
But when I was watching him being interviewed, do you know who he looks like and sounds like? If you listen to him, you couldn't not think the same thing. Is Al Mahdi.
Oh no way!
So funny. Yeah, he looks, when you watch him, he's got that same
I'm gonna have to check that
look,
out.
same eyes,
Yeah.
and that same way of speaking. It's just almost a copy for Christopher. Yeah, yeah.
You never know. It could be him. It could be him.
In a different, in his other guise.
Yeah.
I am here for the role of defense secretary. I am the Maitreya.
The Mahdi returns as the
The
defense
man who
secretary.
returns.
Did
Yeah.
you hear about
I,
the British thing? I just saw. I was walking past the TV, and there was something on the news about this lady stepping down as finance minister or something.
Tulip, Sadiq Tulip.
Yeah, where
Tulip
they
Sadiq. Sorry,
where they
Sadiq. Oh, Tulip Sadiq. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they stole something like £3.5 billion.
Her. I don't know if it's her aunt or her grandmother is you remember the Prime Minister of Bangladesh that had to leave in a hurry last year?
No.
Do you remember that? So there was a female Prime Minister of Bangladesh,
Mm.
okay, who is from, I think, originally from India,
Mhm.
and she had to leave in a mass. There was a mass thing. then there was all these riots between Hindus and Muslims in Bangladesh. Do you remember that?
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Or
No.
last year, yeah. So there was all this kicking up. But Tulip Sadiq, I don't know if it's her grandmother or something. It's one of her family members.
Mm.
But they say that she basically that they just ripped off the Bangladeshi government of billions of pounds,
Oh shit.
and that she was in somehow linked. Not, I don't think in the major way, but she had loads of properties. Well, there's a loads of stuff. You'd have to read into it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I just walked past the
um,
TV and I was just shocked at the
yeah,
amount. I heard 3.5 billion. I was like, what?
yeah,
That is
yeah.
insane.
It's total. I'm not sure how much. I don't think. The story more about her was about properties that she had so many properties or something that she was using as her um, that she shouldn't be. I haven't really looked into it. I'd seen the news in the last kind of week in relation to the story
Mm.
that was kind of building up to something. The best thing is to resign, and it's only because if they come out later after the fact and find on an investigation that really there wasn't the case there,
Mm.
then so be it. Come back in. But I just find when the news gets on touch of that,
Mm.
the best thing to do is the more you stay in the position, the more it distracts for the government. I think it's a distraction, and I think
Yeah,
even if
most of these news reports are usually distractions. They're
yeah
planned in advance. Going
yeah.
back to the topic at hand.
What was
So
the topic?
the topic is peace alone versus the chaos of others.
Well. What I would say, I did actually read that thing. What I would say is that most of well, I'm quite peaceful within myself,
Mhm.
and most of the chaos that's in my life is from other people. That's just the basis. I couldn't really tell you the other night. I don't know if you remember. I was pointing upwards. Do you remember?
uh, Not
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah, a few nights ago, not yesterday, but before. I was
Oh, sorry.
trying
Yes,
to
yes,
do.
yes. No, no, I do
Yeah.
remember. Yes, yeah. The neighbor
Yeah, did
and
you,
the neighbor from hell
yeah,
from
oh,
upstairs. Yes, yeah.
nightmare,
Sorry, yeah.
absolute terror.
Mm,
Terror would be, terror. Yeah, terror would be. I would have to say terror and terrorizing me
mm,
since I've lived in. I mean, I've managed for 9 years, and she. The problem is she's uppy. You know what I mean? So she's very upper crust.
mm,
So it's kind of difficult to, be like setting up the school mistress.
mm.
You know what I mean? But she has no filter, no conscience at all about behaviour and how she behaves. She's bully, basically.
But I bet she's got a
So,
lot to say about your behavior, your things.
in what respect?
Like she's not very self-reflective or self what's the word?
No, Devon, basically what it is she's lived in the attic for 40 years.
Hmm.
Okay? So she lives in a studio in the attic. It's a bedsit, right? She has no insulation on her floors.
Oh,
So if I turn on my TV,
she
she'll
hears everything.
wallop, she'll throw stuff up my ceiling. And I mean heavy stuff. I'm not talking light stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So she's very reactive, trying to get to, to stop me showing any signs of life, even though she is the one who's at fault because she has no insulation.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
she's kind of complained, and she's had different people, whether it's be the landlords or the housing association, and I hear the conversations even from my living room, and I hear the same line. Oh, not up to the skirting board, and I know they're asking her, "Do you have carpets?" And she goes,
Yeah.
"Not up to the skirting board."
Yeah.
You
So
mean
she's got rugs.
you have a rug? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, she's very violent. And when she just sees me, she'll go, "Hello, Damien, lovely weather, isn't it?" It's just so fake. The two faces are unreal.
Why don't
Yeah.
you take on her burdens and help her get insulation? Then it will solve both of your problems.
Well, she probably wouldn't want to get it.
Oh, you don't think? Have you
No,
tried having a
no.
conversation with her, saying to her, "Look, I'll help you get insulation so that the noise."
It's not. No, it's to be very honest. If I thought it was genuinely about that, then I would
Mm,
probably say agree with you and take that on. Do you know
mm,
what I mean? And I'm sure even the landlords would. Look, when I moved in first, I was told quite quickly from the woman under me trying to get me on side because they've been battle heads for years,
mm,
you know, even though they don't even live next to each other. You know what I mean?
mm,
Why, I don't know. So the guy I had on the exchange with, who lived in here, he told me. He said they were a nightmare for they couldn't, they were fighting with each other for years. So when I moved in first, they'd be long term neighbors, and here's the new person, new energy, and it's like, oh, I'll try and get him on side. This is the
Mm.
woman underneath me. But she put me in, told me that I don't speak to her downstairs either. She's
Oh.
almost since day one on. She's quite nasty one. But she put me in the picture and said, look, blah, 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 blah. This is who this is and what this is about. So it's not about anything, it's just anything. She's just, there's some kind of mental health. I would say there's something because she
Mm.
goes, any kind of sound I'm like, if I open the drawer, because her kitchen is above my living room.
Mm.
Sorry, no, sorry, her kitchen is above my bedroom. So I
Oh,
could just
damn.
say,
So you hear everything in the
yeah,
mornings.
yeah, yeah, and I have to use. I have earplugs
Mm.
beside the on the side of the bed, and I just stick them in if I start to think it's going to be problematic. So she's kind of goes. She's kind of go. There's something not right anyway, because just the general like behavior, but it's very much how dare I show any signs of life, and if I show any signs of life in any way, she will terrorize me for it. That's
So you
basically it.
would definitely go with the peace alone.
I go to yes, I am because I'm a peaceful person. This is what I'm saying. People say to me, David, when this question kind of comes up in this kind of format, I say I'm a peaceful person.
Mm.
I'm easygoing. I'm a spiritual person, a spiritual thinker. I like, I like to be in the as much as I can to be in stillness.
Mm.
But unfortunately, the only thing that takes me out of that space is other people. That's
But
what the point is. It's other people projecting stuff onto me. It's
projection,
projection.
yeah,
It's
projection is
projection.
deadly. People love to
Yeah, and
project.
I said to this woman one time years ago, I banged her door about something she was doing. I said, "Stop projecting." She said, "I'm not projecting." But there's also I hear the bottles
Clinking, yeah,
clinking passing my door, coming in and going to the bin. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So there's obviously that going on as well. So she's in her 70s. She works full time.
Mm.
So in a lot of ways, I think she's probably about 71, and she's awfully, and she's from Norfolk.
Oh, very
Father was
posh.
a Harley Street consultant. The family are painters, so they're from money. She's not
Mm.
from. She wouldn't be what you would class as uh, your normal social housing
Working
criteria
class kind of
person.
person, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
She's not working class. She's from a very upper. She's very Camilla.
Very. Oh, okay.
She's very like that. Yeah. Um. So I'm very lucky in the sense of she's gone from 10:15 in the morning, and she gets in about 8 p.m. every night.
Hmm.
So I live in a house,
Hmm.
and it's a stunning house. The neighbors hate me, even though I'm a lovely guy. Damn it, what can I do? You know, the woman underneath me. If I see her, I don't speak to her anymore, but when I see her before, I used to say, oh, good morning, morning. She said, I beg your pardon.
Oh, what?
I said,
Really?
good morning. I said, yeah, yeah,
After saying good
yeah.
morning?
Just
Maybe
yeah,
maybe she's just
just
not
not.
used to it because it is London. You've got that
No,
Irish
no,
nature in you where you're like, oh yeah,
no,
you see someone, you say,
no. No, the one downstairs is Scottish. No, no, it's just badness, Stubborn. Some people just have just badness in them. I've had more run-ins with the woman
mm,
downstairs.
mm,
But it's at the moment I'm kind of okay in my own little thing. I can manage. One of the reasons I come to Speaker's Corner on Sunday is to avoid the tenants probably because she'd be in at the weekends. You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it just gives me a break. So for the most part, it works, but you are kind of on tender hooks about everything you do. You know what I mean? And sometimes it does affect you. When she decides to do what she does, and it just it affects your nervous system.
Mm,
So I can go out on a day and think, oh my god, I can't think straight. I need to go back to sleep because my whole nervous system is shot to pieces.
mm.
So it's very exhausting, that kind of stress. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
for
for
sure. I think
most
that's
people,
something that people don't tend to realize. It's like, yeah, you want to help other people. You try to be nice
oh
to them, but at the same time, you have to be able to draw a line and say, yeah, at this point, if you don't want to help yourself,
no,
then
well,
you don't
it's
need
not
my
about
help.
her. Yeah, it's not about her wanting to help herself. This woman is
Well, help herself in the right mentality. If she's always being negative, if she's always Like you're saying
Sorry,
good morning and she's saying you what? That's a bit.
oh no, oh that's not, sorry. Oh no, that's the woman underneath me.
That's
The
downstairs one.
That's
The one
that
upstairs
woman.
with the banging. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the woman underneath just interfered me.
Okay.
I
Good.
don't.
Good. Good.
I hardly hear sound.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
I
but
hear her
it's not about the sound.
voice.
It's about the politeness, like you said, as you walk down. You're like, good
Oh
morning, and
no, but you don't. No, but you know what she'll do? The woman underneath me, the man. If I'm with somebody, if I come in or I have a guest or coming in or out with me on the stairs, she'll say hello to them. Well, ignore me. Do you understand what I mean? She's just a bitch. Look, man, somebody, a few people have said this to me before. Some people are just a bitch or a twat. That's just
yeah,
the way they are.
yeah,
And, you know, I always say, you know, when you go back to your title, you know, you know, I am a peaceful person. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But um, whatever I have to do, it's usually in relation to other people.
mm,
Or it is their stuff. It is
yes,
projection.
yes. And the thing
You
is,
know what I mean?
if
You know, so
like
it
I
is
said
that.
like I said at the beginning, it's like there's a difference between helping someone carry the burdens, and then when they use projection or stuff like that, it's them shifting their burdens onto you.
So
It's like,
look, I think, Damon, sometimes we just have to see it as it is. Some people are just nasty pieces of work. And I think you're probably similar to me. That's not normally how I look at things. You know what I mean? And it's true. After you go through enough abuse, you just recognize, oh God, this person's just enough to do enough piece of work.
you
You
recognize
know,
the patterns of behavior.
you recognize the patterns, and you just think, you know, I mean, in relation to the woman above me,
Mm,
there's sometimes I'd be watching the TV, and what she would do, instead of interfering with me, she'd go into the kitchen, which is in another part of which is over my bedroom,
mm.
and wallop a door in temper.
Okay,
So
yeah, yeah.
and she,
Just to show
and
that she's frustrated. Yeah,
just because she can hear the TV, do
yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but the fact that she would do it, that she'd have to go into another room to do it, not that she had to, but that she would
Mm,
do that, was kind of showing that she was trying to exercise some kind of control
mm-hmm,
over her behavior, rather
mm,
than she was thinking, this is how I'm feeling. I need to let this out, and I don't, you know, I don't really want to do it directly to him, so I'll go to another part of the flat where he's still here, but it'll
be
be
a bit
less
more
impactful.
indirect.
It'll
Yeah,
be more kind of
I
indirect,
think that's
you
called
know.
passive aggressive.
Oh, that's what she. Oh, well, actually, she came into my flat one time. I invited her in one time years ago to talk to her about what was going on because I couldn't make sense of it. It was so off the wall.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So she came into my flat and she went, some people say I'm passive aggressive. I said, no, there's not, you're just aggressive. There's nothing passive about your aggressive. You're just aggressive. That's it. And then she said, so I blocked, I'll tell you a funny story just to make you laugh. So I blocked her number
mm-hmm,
years ago. It was around the COVID time because there was a time where she'd send me text messages. Oh, God, I made a mistake of giving her my number. And she'd send me text messages saying, David, I can hear your television. I'm even with earplugs in my ears, I can still hear. Can you please? And I would, you know, I'd be just watching news now, you know, so
mm-hmm,
I'm kind of, I watch a lot of current affairs, you know, politics and stuff. So I'd just be watching stuff like that. I'm not a late person, you know,
mm-hmm.
and then to get text like that onto my phone, I would really feel angry because it's so intrusive into my personal space. You know what I mean? On
Mm-hmm.
my phone like that. So I blocked her number after because I just, you know, I thought this woman has no boundaries at all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean? And I think because, to be very honest, Damon, I think because she recognizes who me and that I'm a sensitive nature, it enables her bullying.
Yeah, yeah.
Badly, that
They
is.
see kindness as weakness when they don't realize
Yeah,
being
that's
kind to someone
basically,
who's an
yeah,
asshole takes a hell of a
that,
lot of strength.
that is what it is. And that is, in a nutshell, she sees someone being kind as weakness. That's it, in a
Mm,
nutshell. So I blocked her number back in 2019, 20, around the COVID time anyway. And then a few months ago, I noticed there was some work going. There was some. We have a communal landing. It's just being her, okay.
mm,
And I noticed there's some rubbish that was obviously from her flat um, on the landing, and I thought, fine. I don't need to know about it. I thought, right, something's going on, probably with the landlords, and I'm sure it'll be removed. You know, I didn't need to particularly know. Do you
mm,
know what I mean? I trust the process. You know, I'm not silly. I can recognize, you know, what's going on. So next minute, I come outside my door, and of course, she comes out. Well, our flat doors are directly opposite each other. And I come outside my door, and she comes outside her door. She puts the chairs into me. I'm absolutely terrified of her. It's terrible to say. I go into shake. If I hear the front door going and I'm going to go down, and I know she's coming up, run back into the flat and close the door.
Oh no, no, no. I think you need to, because at that point, if
Oh
so,
no, I'm very fearful of her. Yeah,
no,
no,
you
it's
shouldn't
totally.
be.
Mm,
So this peace
yeah, no,
alone versus the chaos of others isn't so much about only being at peace when you're alone. It's being at peace even when others are being um, evil or whatever term you want to put, rude,
well, I'm
whatever.
trying to. Sometimes while it's going on,
Mm,
I kind of, in the morning. It's usually in the morning time that it's the issue, and I'll kind of think, right, Damien, try and sit through this.
mhm,
Whatever she's doing, and try and sit through it, and just to see, are you try to get an emotional disconnect from it. Try
mhm,
to be with it
mhm.
and not have the emotional reaction to it. So I do I
I'd
do.
say the opposite. I'd
Hmm?
say the opposite. I'd say make an emotional connection, and that way you've got a bit more empathy towards her. And then when she does do stuff like that, you could laugh at it because you're like, oh, I know what she's doing. Oh, she's doing this. And it's never a situation of,
Yeah.
oh, she's doing this against me. It's like, oh, in her head, she thinks this, and it's her emotional response. And then you could laugh at it because you
Yeah.
understand that it's
It's
nothing
very hard.
personal.
Yeah, very hard, Damon, because
No, definitely very hard. Definitely very hard.
you know what it is. It gets right. It'll get into my nervous system,
Hmm.
and then she'll go off to work like nothing's happened,
Hmm.
and I'm just left shaking.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
whole nervous system is
That,
shut to
that, that
pieces,
that's what I mean. So this is why I wanted to do this thing because it sounds like
mm.
what she's doing there is she's projecting and putting the burden on you, so you can deal
Terrorizing.
with that crap, while
Yeah,
she
yeah.
walks off and does her own thing. And
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
said, she's laughing and she's going to work and she's not going to give a shit about what she's just done. She's just trying to
Mm.
pass it on to you. But if you
She's
just,
evil. The
sorry,
woman's evil, that man.
no,
That's it. She's evil.
I don't want to say evil. I want to say,
Yeah, but she is. I don't want to say evil. It takes a lot for me to kind of come to that conclusion. But that's it. My friends have said to me, Damien, stop trying to make excuses for her. The woman's evil.
I'd,
That it is.
I w- the reason I don't like to say evil is because I don't believe in people are either good or evil. I think that people
No,
are,
I'm the same take of you, that
yeah,
man. But
yeah.
sometimes you just gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? But let me tell you the story. So basically, I went down. We opened the door at the same time, and she goes, "Oh, hello, Damien. I'm just having some decorator coming and do some work.
Mhm,
The landlord, somebody will be coming to take all that rubbish away. That's fine." And I keep running, trying to run down the stairs to get away from it.
mhm.
This is where it gets funny. And she goes, "I did send you a text message about." She said, "I sent you a text message explaining. Did you get my text message?" And as I'm halfway down the stairs, I'm shouting back up, not aggressively,
Mhm.
saying, "No, Celia, I blocked your number years ago." And she went, "Oh, really? Are you getting a new phone?"
No, I'm
I
just
said,
avoiding you.
"There's nothing wrong with my phone. I'm just trying to interact with it." And I kept running down the stairs. So basically, what I do is I avoid her. I know
Mhm,
when she comes at her timing for the most part, and I avoid her. But for the most part, I'm here coming up 9 years here, and I haven't reacted, in the sense of my reactions have been very managed,
mhm,
and
mhm.
in the sense of
You haven't let your anger take over
I
or anything.
haven't lost it,
Yeah, yeah.
and believe me, it's very provocative. It's
Mhm,
really, really provocative. But no, but kind of anyway. So I kind of make a bit light of it in my own head. And I look at the positives that she's done here for the most part, and she probably might retire, in her maybe around mid 70s, and probably move back to the country or something. Do you
mhm,
know what I mean? And so it is what it is, but it's not nice. It's not pleasant because you're very aware that this person is constantly focused on you, and
mhm,
that's what makes it very uncomfortable. But no, most of my I you know what it is with me, the man. I I'm happy. Not would say happy. I'm content in my own little world
mhm,
of kind of you know, I have my own little, my own little way. I have my own bubble. I have my
Mhm.
own little bubble, and I kind of go around and I have my little things. And I go out and have my coffee. I went out today. I had my little burger at this Moroccan place I go to, the food stand,
Yeah, I remember
and
you
a
saying.
nice Yeah, I had a nice burger there, and then I had a nice coffee somewhere else. And then I kind of went to my other coffee shop and I met my friend Gabrielle, who's lovely, and a few other people. And so I'm quite, for the most part, I can kind of, you know, I can kind of, work with people,
Mhm.
and there's enough people, there's enough light, I would say. Don't put it that way. There's enough people where I think there's a lovely light about them, and I recognize that, and I can kind of, and I also kind of um, let people know they have that light.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? So I was in the post office today, and there's new people running the post office, and they're very lovely. They're from Rajasthan,
Mhm.
and they're very, very lovely. And there's a guy there now. He's probably mid 20s, maybe late 20s, very tall. And every time I go in, you know how Indian people can be very direct, and
Mhm.
they're not meaning to be rude. They're
Yeah.
just to be really direct. So, like one time I went in last week or the week before, and he said to me, "Oh, hello, my friend. How are you?" And the biggest smile, and he wears the bindi.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah, I
mean? So
remember
I
you
kind of
saying the
feel
other
like
day.
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like I'm back in India. It's a lovely kind of buzz, and he just has this beautiful light on it. And he said, "Are you well?" I said, "Sorry, what do you mean?" And he said, "You look. Are you well? Are you look ill? Are you getting ill? Or are you some?" And I'm like, "Oh God, this guy is so nice. I really don't want to go off with this." I said, "Oh, I'm fine. Thank you very, very much." But anyway, the bottom line is he's very, very nice. So today I was there, and he was there, and then but the main guy behind the counter was there. His name is Rajiv. Very, very lovely man.
Mhm.
And every morning when I go in, but I'm not going every day, but when I go there, he says, "Good morning, Damien. How are you?" I say,
Mhm.
"Rajiv, I'm fine, thank you." And we have a little bit of common, not much.
Mhm.
Um, but there's a lovely energy
Mhm.
when with him. I kind of feel when I go into his energy, I'm being lifted up,
Mhm.
and then let out. And as I go, I say, "Bye, Rajiv." He'll say, "Bye, Damien. Have a lovely day." He's
Mhm.
very, very
Mhm.
still. Oh, it's so lovely. So I did say to him today, never not about just everything I've just told you, but I said, "Rajiv, that other person, is he a friend or family that's working here?" "Oh, he's somebody I know. He's a friend. He's not family." I said, "He's got a lovely nature about
Mhm.
him, even though I didn't say about what had happened before, but I said he's got a lovely nature. He's got this light, and it's so nice to
Mhm.
have that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about when I recognize that light and that positivity that people are coming, that kind of soul stuff
Mhm.
in somebody, is to be able to say it back to them, to say, "I recognize that in you," and
Yes.
try
No,
and
it's
and
super
try and
important.
yeah, and try and say, "Listen, I can see the goodness and the niceness and all the positives. Not
Yeah.
all the positives, but a
But
lot of positives about
more
you." So
positives than negatives. The thing is, I
yeah,
think a
so
lot
to
of
remember.
people, I think a lot of
Mm,
people find it easier to focus on the negatives. So when you do find people like that, it's so good to actually just tell them that you appreciate them.
I
And the other,
think
sorry, one
because I've
second.
traveled so
And
much.
the other
Yes.
thing is that the light is in everyone. Like
Mm,
it may not
mm.
be like you said the lady upstairs and downstairs are evil. It's like
Mm.
no, they've still got the light there. It's just clouded. It's just very, very cloudy. Um,
Just turned off when I'm nearby.
well, that's
Maybe
why
their electric is going low or something.
I'm trying to because I think it's really important to help others as much as you can lighten their burdens, but at the same
Yeah, no, I
time,
agree. Definitely.
I think it's
Yeah.
very important to make sure that you don't carry their burdens for them. Like you said, when she's leaving, she'll give you all the crap and then she'll leave in a good
Yeah.
mood. So I think it's dangerous to go down that route, but I think it's important that when people are willing to carry their own burdens
Mm.
and they're okay with the help, that's the best time to help them, not when they just want to shift it all on you.
Yeah, no, I know, John, but it's
You need to be nice to them. Trust me. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness.
oh
That's
God, I don't know how much kindness I've got left, John. That's the problem.
you just said.
I'm
You said the light doesn't diminish. You said the light
well, no, I
doesn't
did.
go down by
No,
sharing it.
no, I just sometimes I feel very kind of, sometimes you do feel a little bit, um,
It's not going
oh
to be
God,
easy.
how much,
It's definitely not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But
mm,
that's the thing. It's only when we go through these tough trials that we actually realize, oh wow, I could do that. You know, you're doing something challenging that you're like, oh, I don't know if I
yeah,
could do this. And when you overcome it, or whenever you complete that challenge, you're like, okay, maybe I could do this. And I just questioning myself. So
yeah,
uh, obviously the choice is yours because you're gonna have to go through it. But I think this is like important for people to understand that like help people as much as you can, but don't carry their burdens for them.
yeah. It's hard. I think because I'm so sensitive to man, that's the issue. So I do
Keep
so
that
call this
balance.
stuff up.
Sorry.
And I think because I have such a high sensitivity,
Mhm.
I can't soak all this stuff. I'm like a sponge to this
Mhm. Mhm.
negative stuff. You know what I mean? That's
The
the
thing
issue.
you need to when you do your meditations and stuff, focus on your energy, focus on your thoughts, and the more you do that, the
Yeah,
more you know the difference between your thoughts and any energy someone's trying to put onto you. So you're
yeah,
able to keep that balance. So you're
yeah,
understanding that okay, yeah, I can help you with this, but I'm not going to take it on where you just leave it with me. It's something that we can work together, and then obviously their light would hopefully shine brighter, their clouds would dissipate, and then
yeah. I mean, I do look, Devin. I am quite good at looking at whatever is going on is obviously coming from something with them. It's not
mhm,
about me,
mhm, mhm.
and obviously I pick up on it. But I know I'm kind of strong enough to recognize, um, that it's not about me, but it's more about that I'm where I'm at, that I'm just more recognizing where they're at,
Mhm.
and I should be kind of grateful that I'm not there. If that
Well,
makes
and
any sense.
the fact that you used to be there, you understand that hey, maybe they're not evil. Maybe it's this. Maybe I know we're making excuses for people again, but
I think we can. I
we've
think
all
we
been
can.
in that position at one point or
Yeah,
another.
but I think the fact that I think, to be very honest now,
Mm.
if I was drinking, if I was still drinking, um, it could be a very different situation. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'd hear about you on the news rather than at Speaker's Corner.
You probably hear me about me on the news, and that's the that's I had a very beautiful flat, Demania, in Mayfair,
Mhm,
and I lived there for 25 years. I turned it into an absolutely beautiful place. I had
mhm.
a lovely, very large flat. I had a big open fire in my living room that I kind of got put in, etc., etc., etc. And it was lovely. It just was nice. I had made it nice. And then the neighbor from hell moved in after about 15 years, you know,
Mhm.
and she could not leave me alone. This woman, she was like, "But now that one is different from this one because what's going on here is not against me, like you said, it's not personal
Yeah,
against me.
but over there it
You
was.
know, over there it was,
Mhm.
and basically, uh, it ended up in court, everything. So I walked away. I done an mutual exchange, to get away from it because I
Mhm.
just thought, Amy, this is only bricks and mortar, and your mental health is much, much more important than property.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
I made that decision, and I moved here, and I'm in a house, and it's a beautiful house. There's a private cleaner comes in to clean the house. I've offered money; it's been thrown back in my face. We don't need your money.
Damn.
I know. Okay, more money for me, Bobby. Just keep lovely to live in this lovely clean, and it's really nice. The communal area is really, really lovely.
Mm.
And so basically, uh, I have tried. I am look, Don. My nature, I am very easygoing. I'm not far from Irving.
Mhm. No, for
So
sure.
my nature, yeah, but my nature for the most part is pretty easygoing. Do you know what I mean? So unfortunately, we're not all the same. So
No,
this is the thing.
no.
And some people are just out to be twats.
I think
Basically.
sometimes they are. I think it comes from different places, like we said yesterday.
Mm.
Sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's some kind of lack in their lives that they're unhappy with. There's a myriad of reasons, but
Mm.
the only way we could kind of deal with it is if we try and talk to them. And obviously, once again, if you try and talk to them about it and they choose not to take your help, then you can't force help on someone. That's why I always say change has to come from the heart of the person. They must want to change in order for them to grow. You can't force anyone to grow. You can't force. Well,
Mm.
I'm not sure that you need to force anyone to carry their burdens. I'm sure they'll give them to you freely, but
Mm.
you need to be able to look at someone and just go, yeah, I'm happy to help you carry your burdens, but I'm not going to carry them for you. Like,
Mm.
if you don't want to learn, if you don't want to grow, that's fine. That's your choice. But
Yeah.
I think the option should always be there that you are willing to move forward, if that makes sense.
I think yes, but it's just like how at the end of the day, like my friend said to me, he said, David, you got to remember, this is just neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So whatever is going on, it's even though you try to hold on to that, it's not about you. Try and ignore it, even though it can be distressful. But it's just a neighbor, and they're nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was kind of an important thing um, to listen to, to hear in the sense of it's not about me. Even though they shouldn't behave like this, it's terrible behavior. But it I shouldn't. The only way I get any peace is by not engaging with them.
Yes,
So
but
talking just doesn't work with this
yeah,
person.
but the peace, like I said, isn't just from, because I could be peaceful. I could go live in the forest and I could be peaceful all day long. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm,
I'm happy. I might have challenges, but I won't have other people's shit put on to me. However,
mm,
then I won't be learning or growing. That when I'm trying to help someone and they're like, fuck off, I don't want your help,
mm,
I have to be able to deal with that. And that's more of a challenge, and then still being open to helping them, but being able to focus on myself at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's
mm.
the challenge is the bit that allows you to grow. So I understand you're saying that, yeah, you don't get any peace when you try and do that, but I think the point is to try and have peace, even if it's not going the
Oh,
best of
yeah, no,
ways.
absolutely, yeah. For the most part, I still do my thing. Do you know
Mm,
what I mean? Um, so I still do. I have a very good friend, Shanaz, a Muslim friend of mine,
mm,
and she said, "Damien, what you need to do is don't change your behavior, because really, what the issue here, man, is this woman. I've obviously, I've lived with her for such a long time, so I see, the patterns and what's going on,
mm,
and she has been spoke to on several occasions by the landlords. I've had meetings with her, and the reason I haven't reacted is because the woman downstairs told me, she's done this to everybody who's ever lived here. So that's kind of helped me have a distance from it emotionally,
mm.
even though it's not pleasant. So I think by recognizing the patterns, my friend said, Damien, whatever you do, don't change your behavior, because she wants you to be afraid
To be you. Yeah. No, don't
be,
stop.
to
Yeah,
be
don't stop
you.
being you. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, and
to
it's
make
good.
a sound. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
No.
that's
No.
the
No.
thing.
No. They want you to
So
be. They want you
they want
to
you to look
go
safe. They
into your
want you to
shell.
yeah, they want you. That's basically it. They want you to be in your shell and fearful.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You
I get that. So
know?
that's why I think I agree with you when you say that you've not got that emotional connection anymore, where you're like,
Mm,
oh, this is a personal attack. But I think for the spiritual connection of,
yeah.
yes, they've got nothing to do with me. Yes, I don't want to be best friends with them. But at the same time, if there is, like you said, with that shopkeeper guy who has that light, who kind of
Mm,
just shared it with you,
yeah, yeah.
it's just that. It's that spiritual aspect of just maybe sharing your light a little bit with her and just seeing, like, not with an emotional thing, not changing who
Mm,
you are. You stay who you are, but you're just sharing
mm.
your light a little bit with her, just to say that, look, if you need help, I'm willing to help you, but don't put your shit on me.
Can you come in and do advocacy, come on? Can you come in and be with your mask?
with my devil mask. Yeah.
With that devil's mask and kind of do the advocacy.
I think that might solve the problem in a different way. I'd give her a heart attack.
You know what I mean? This woman. I think part of the issue is the alcohol. I would say, and I think I recognize that just from my own experience, is that partly her nervous system is shut to pieces from alcohol. I would definitely say that. So I think she lives very. She works, but she's other than her working. She lives very, very isolated. You know what I mean? There's never. I mean, I don't hear. There's never guests in her flat. I never hear a TV or stereo.
She's lonely. I had
around.
a feeling. That's it. She's lonely, and the only time she feels like she's alive or exists is when she could tell you to shut up, because then she's like, ah, cool, I exist. He heard me.
Yeah, I know. A few people have said that. I do kind of recognize that there's probably there is an element of loneliness. There is an element of an awareness of where she's at in her life and her age, etc. etc. I kind of get that, but there's just for me, it's like, how dare you? How very dare you? You know what I mean? How very dare you?
That's you taking it personally. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's it was quite funny when I was going down the stairs that day, and she basically I said, no, I've blocked your number. And she said, are you getting a new phone? And I said, no, there's nothing wrong with my phone. No, I just blocked you. Just you.
Just you. Out of the 300 contacts I have, it's just you.
You evil witch. But now I have to be really honest, man. This is what when I said this woman is an evil witch, this is broomstick time. I'm talking that's what I'm on the level I am, broomstick.
Yeah.
I have to be very careful of that. I have to be very careful if I engage her, because I'm very fearful of her, that I could say something that could lead me. And I think the other thing is I'm trying to, I'm waiting for this payout.
Oh, and then you could get out of there.
Yeah, so I don't want to give them an excuse. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, I don't think they will have one. They were given it's gone to court. The court gave them gave them a month to reply and say, as to the reason, and they never gave any evidence as to why they weren't making the payment. So that's all past that stage. But when it is what it is. It's not. I'm sure there's people living in much worse situations. I think part of the thing with me is part of my ego, like how when I was saying how dare you. So I think it is part of that. I recognize in myself that there is like how dare you, and then I have to look at that and think, well, Damien, sorry, who do you think you are when you're going to that place in yourself? Even though I'm reacting to something in my head about that I feel is unacceptable. I think what it is. Like you said, it's not doing with it.
Yeah, I think instead of saying "how dare you," it's just a straight. Listen, I have as a level of self-respect. The answer is no, or this is the answer. Being straight, because when you have that straight talk with people, sometimes they're able to kind of get shocked into, oh, okay, this is the line with this person. I do not want to cross that line.
Because, and that's the issue. Yeah.
So where you might be going into a shell because you're afraid of that confrontation. It's like, no, just bite the bullet, say what you got to say, but not from a place of ego, but a place of self-respect. Because if you don't have that self-respect, that self-love, nobody else is going to give it to you.
Yeah, no, it's difficult.
And once again, I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah. I was thinking of using ChatGPT to put a letter together.
Yeah.
I did go to the police a couple of years ago.
Don't use ChatGPT. Speak from the heart. Speak from the heart, because you've got a big heart.
Yeah, but if you're speaking to somebody who's an abuser, they're looking at you, looking to see the fair.
I'll give you an example. I spoke to someone recently, a couple of weeks back, where they were constantly lying on me, constantly saying things, and every comment to me wasn't anything to build me up. It wasn't to encourage me. It was always to kind of like poke holes and kind of make me second guess everything.
Right.
At that point, I had to just say to him, look, shut up. I'm done listening to you. Your turn to listen to me. This is how I feel. This is, and if you don't respect that, if you don't respect this boundary, don't talk to me at all. And just giving them that little bit of, speaking from the heart, it wasn't about anger, it wasn't about putting them in place, it was just literally, like I said, that self-respect, saying, look, this is the line. I'm
It's
good with
my
you if
line.
you're up here chilling, but as soon as you cross that
Yeah,
line,
yeah, yeah,
you're gonna see another side of me,
yeah,
aka
yeah,
with the big nose as well. It's like I'm good with
yeah,
you,
yeah.
but as soon as you start
Mm.
saying, "Oh, demand, this is why you have mental problems," I'm gonna say, "Okay, no, there's the line. You've crossed the line. Let's deal with this."
Yeah,
So
and you don't have any problems, the man. I probably do undiagnosed, but you don't.
no, I do too. Like everyone's got some
Everyone's on
level
the
of
spectrum,
yeah,
something.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think I did for a while think I had a level of autism, because
Mm.
as much as I'm able to communicate, I've not always been like
Yeah.
this because I've had to sit back, watch, listen, try and understand social interactions better.
Mm.
Because when I was a kid, no matter what I did, I always got in trouble. No matter what I said, I
Yeah.
got in trouble. So most of the
Mm.
time, I was just like, all right, shut up, shut up, shut up, and I went into my shell. But while I was in my shell, I was peeking out and just trying to observe and trying to learn as much as I can. I
Mm.
was like, where am I going wrong? What am I doing wrong? And it's
Yeah.
only
Yeah. Yeah.
after years and years and years, only after 30 years, I realized that wait, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just how other
Mm.
people perceive me. So it's once again, it's never about the ego. It's never about me putting other people down. It's just about
Mm.
we are at different perspectives, and sometimes they need to understand your perspective in order to
Yeah.
treat you according to your perspective. If that makes sense.
I funny. It's tell you something funny. I remember when I was probably about 6 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
having thoughts in my head
Mm-hmm.
that the whole world, that I was the only real person. I don't know if you've ever heard this, that I was the only real thing that existed,
Yes.
and that everything around me, like the family and people that I interacted, that they were all created from some kind of something else.
Mm-hmm.
They are just. I was just. I don't know, it sounds very egotistical, but
No, 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 no.
just to
This is a
interact with me.
this is a
But that I,
that's
I
very
was the only real thing.
that's very common along the spiritual journey. Along the spiritual journey, what you end up realizing is that
Mm.
everyone is a got a projection of yourself in them, and when they are, this is I think what they call karmics. When you have
Mm. Right.
situations with other people and you're having that headbutting,
Mm.
that's part
Headbutted.
yeah
Yeah. Like.
that's part of you in them.
Mm.
That's the part of you in them that you still have to deal with it within yourself. And until you deal with it within
Mm.
yourself, it's going to keep coming from the different people in the world. So
Mm.
I think there is an element of that to the spirituality, is that yes, we are individuals, everyone does exist, but
Yeah. Yeah.
in your own experience, in your personal experience, everyone will seem different to you. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
Jafu was saying yesterday, there's spectrums to people as well. You know, you might not see this person. That Jafu said
Mm.
that guy, his best friend, his wife was talking about his husband who died as
Mm.
like he was a
Mm.
piece of shit because that
Mm.
was something that she had to work on herself. Whereas
Mm.
Jafu, because he may have done the work, he was beyond
Mm.
that level where he could see him as a person, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he had that different level of interaction with him.
Devin, can you give me a second?
Yeah, yeah. Take all the time you need.
Yeah.
Take all your time you
I
need.
just want to I just want to refill my. I don't know why it sounds funny, but I just want to refill my water bottle.
Go for it. Go for it. Let's have a quick look at the chat. I've been reading some of your comments as the conversation's been going on. You guys are funny. Catherine, welcome to the channel. I saw Gospel saying devil in blue jeans, devil in the house and rising sun. How do you know I'm wearing blue jeans? That's freaky. um, You need to chat, Catherine. Be strong, yeah, not weak. Yeah, Catherine, be yourself. You're good. Do your thing. If you ever just want to just hang out and just chill and chat, you can. Business said Begnos has damaged so many people. Mate, I don't want him to go to hell as punishment. I'd rather him learn his lessons. Hopefully, he doesn't have to go all the way down to hell to learn. But yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I think he's doing better slightly. I think he's doing slightly better. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. As long as he's making slow progress, he'll get there. Gospel says a lot of people get hurt and maybe they have been hurt. Take it out on others. Yes, stay strong. Love of God. He knew you before you were born and loves you so much. Yes, a lot of people project. So they may have gone through something. They may be thinking something negative, and instead of them reflecting on their own negative thoughts, they will end up projecting it on others because it's easier to project it and, like I said at the beginning, pass their burdens onto someone else rather than them carrying them. Business says 8 p.m. off we go to casino. Love you all. See you next stream. Take care, business. Good luck at the casino. Don't gamble. Gambling is bad unless you're playing the lottery. The lottery is good. I like the lottery because a lot of the money that they raise goes to charities and good things. They invest back into the communities with the lottery funding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, gambling has to be... Because the thing is, you're gambling every day with your life. You're gambling every day with your life. You're gambling when you trust the T's and C's and you skip them and you go, I accept. You're gambling. You haven't read them. You're hoping that there's nothing dodgy there. So we do gamble in different various forms, but make sure it's not for the love of money. Suvi back in the chat. Welcome back. Okay, so we went to pick up some herb. New G's back. Welcome back, New G. And that's it. Pretty much done with the chat. Awesome. So yeah.
What did you say to me yesterday, Daman? You remember you gave me something from the Bible about...
Oh yes, something the Gospel says. Gospel will probably correct me. Gospel will probably add it in the chat.
Yeah.
But I think it's John 3:16. I only know
Yeah.
3:16 because you remember wrestling Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No.
Okay, there was a wrestler called Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Right.
all the people would hold up a banner and say Stone Cold Steve Austin 3:16, and I realized it was because I think he was a Christian. So it's related to that passage, and the passage was John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son.
Only son or only begotten son?
I think it's only begotten son. We'll have to double check with the Gospel if I could Google it, but
Yeah,
Gospel knows
no,
the stuff.
cool. I need to. I want to start putting some stuff together.
Mhm.
I mean, the other one was, when I heard Lamin
Mhm.
saying to these people, saying, "God only, Jesus only came for the Jews." So that I thought I need to really look at that. So, but I mean, the interesting thing is the resurrected Matthew 28, verse 19 and 20. So the resurrected Jesus, this is from Matthew, appeared to all of the apostles, and basically said to them, "Go and make disciples of all nations."
Mhm.
Of all
You said that
the
yesterday,
nations.
yeah.
I think, which is a very powerful thing. So that kind of goes against what Lamin is saying, and basically what you said in relation to John. So I need to make notes of these things. So I have them
So
on.
the New G dropped the quote. He said it's for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son. But Give the Gospel, OD, says it's begotten son. So I think it depends on the Bible you're using. So if you're using the NIV,
Yeah.
which New G was, New something version, then it will be that one. And then if you use the King James version, then it's going to be begotten son.
Yeah, this is all these variants. I mean, but as long as I have the main
The gist of it, yeah.
gist of it, it's okay. But
Although, if you are going to go discuss this with him, what I would suggest is finding the actual Greek, because there's these really good websites for Bible.
Yeah.
That where you can actually see what the Greek words are that were actually in the Bible, and you can read what they are and what the word actually means before it's translated into English.
Okay.
So then you can say, because they will turn around and say, oh, but which version is this? Which version of the Bible are you talking about? So if you just use the Greek, you can then say, look, no, regardless of which version it is, if you look at the Greek, it confirms that this is correct.
See, when I see Lamin, I think I said this when Jay Foom was on one time. I see Lamin and possibly Siraj. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying the word, but it wouldn't surprise me when I look at mostly with Lamin. I see that energy of a Christian pastor.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought he was Christian when I first saw him. Yeah, I was like, oh. No, I don't think he was. I only just saw him the other day for the first time. But when I think Jay Fu said, "Oh, that's Lamin," I was like, "Oh, cool," and then I heard him say, "Oh, here, take your Bible," and I was like, "Oh, so he's not on the Christian side. Oh,
Right,
he's on the Muslim side because of his energy
right.
and stuff." I kind of
Yeah, yeah.
assumed that he was the
He has
Christian
very
side.
much a Christian kind of thing about him.
Hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But I want to be able to come back. I like that man. He's approachable. He engages with me conversation-wise on things.
Hmm.
But I want to make sure I have a little bit of a backup when he comes out with stuff like you said to these people. So I can say, well, actually, very calmly, Lamin, sorry, Matthew 28, 1920, 1920. Jesus, the resurrected Jesus appeared to the. And the thing with that is the apostles making those. I find this a much more powerful, not more powerful, but also very powerful.
Mm.
The apostles making that kind of a claim
Hmm.
that Jesus appeared to them, the resurrected Jesus appeared to them,
Hmm.
or they are for another way of looking at it, that the dead physical Jesus appeared to them. They would have been taking their life in their hands, putting themselves in serious danger to be making those kind of claims. You
Um.
know, so they so strongly believed in what they'd witnessed, and to say it that they knew that wasn't something to be that something could have happened. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It wasn't something you could just say in normal conversation and people just go, "Okay, cool." It would have been
Yeah,
looked at sideways and then.
but they could have been killed.
Yeah. Well, the thing, I'm not sure about being killed though, because I've recently found out that when Jesus was around, apparently he
Yeah,
wasn't the only Messiah. There was a load of other people claiming
yeah,
to be a Messiah as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It was a very common thing. Yeah,
Yeah. So, and none of
yeah,
them got killed, but
yeah.
it wasn't like a death thing to say, "Oh, I'm the Messiah" back then. So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
guessing that if someone was to make the claim of, "Yeah, I saw Jesus," maybe they wouldn't really kill them
well,
because
no, but there's a different claim, demand. Yes, you're right. There was a lot, and I kind of came across that book I told you. Do you remember Zealot?
yes,
Yeah,
Zealot, yeah.
yeah. So he also referenced that at the time there was lots of people claiming to be the Messiah. It was
Mm.
quite everybody was the Messiah. No, kind of make a little bit of light out of it. But so you said it was a kind of a common thing. But I think to actually make the claim that somebody who's been killed, and they say Jesus was killed more for the fact that he claimed to be the king of the Jews.
Mm.
That was it was the Jews who got the Romans to kill him.
Mm.
Um, but to make the claim that you've seen the resurrected Jesus,
Mm.
that could be a more problematic thing than somebody claiming to be the Messiah.
Mm. Mm.
If
Do
that
you know
makes
what'd be
any
funny
sense.
though?
Hmm.
It'd be funny to find out that when Jesus came, he was the Messiah that the Jews were waiting for, and that they've got their timeline wrong. And he ended up coming a little bit earlier instead of coming at
Hmm.
1,000. Because I think the way they say it is that 6,000 years of creation, like life, the world,
Hmm.
and then 1,000 years of peace is the timescale. So 7,000 years total, aka seven
Hmm.
days of creation.
Hmm.
But it'd be funny if it was actually 5,000 years of creation of the world and
Yeah.
2,000 years of rest. But because they rejected him, we missed that opportunity, and now we end up going straight to the end of the game
Hmm.
2,000 years later. Because apparently they're saying that this 2030 is going, or 2033 is going to be like the
Yeah.
end times.
Well, I think I said to you myself, 2033, it would be the 2,000 years of his crucifixion.
Yes. Well, it'd be the 2,000 years of his crucifixion, but it also goes along with the timeline of, okay, now it's time to end the game. And that's
Hmm.
why Jesus has come back. So, yeah, it's funny because I wasn't sure because I was like, okay, maybe Jesus is coming back because I've heard some Christians say that Jesus comes back and then he's going to reign for 1,000 years.
Hmm.
But then I hear, oh no, Jesus is coming back and he's going to judge everyone. So I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
either we're
I'm
going to
not
get
sure.
1,000 years of
Yeah.
peace or we're not going to get any peace and we're just going straight into the next game.
Yeah. Well, we won't need to worry about it. You know what I mean? For the most, well, I don't know. Maybe you do, but I don't. I don't particularly think. Do you know? Do you know? Oh God, what's his name? Slashery, the actor.
Which one?
Uh, Slashery, surname Slashery.
Not ringing any bells.
He died today. Hold on a second. He only aged 65. Tony Slattery.
Tony Slattery. I might know his face.
Yeah, you would know his face. He was part of the original, whose line is it anyway, and those
Oh yeah,
improvisational,
yep.
yeah. And he's done quite a bit of kind of acting work as well.
Oh, he died today.
So, well, he got her yesterday for a
Yeah.
heart attack at age 65.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, death is the only death and change are the only guarantees we have in life.
That is true.
And that's why, like I said said yesterday as well, like I'm not afraid of death. Like even if the world ends in 2033 or if we get another 1,000 years, either way is good with me.
Mm.
I'd prefer more life because I love life. Life is great.
Mm.
But yeah, either way, it is what it is. You can't be upset at the natural progression of life.
You've got another at least 30. You're only 37, Damon,
36, I think. Maybe
What?
37. 1988. Let me just check on Google.
Sorry, do you not know your?
It's not important to me.
Yeah. But it's just what's the number?
Age. How old am I? 36 years old, yes.
So you're 22 years younger than me, so you'd be 36. Yeah.
Yeah, I just Googled it. I couldn't do the maths.
Yeah. God. It is what it is, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I definitely think I definitely think I just keep refreshing you on another page here, just to see your views.
Oh, what is it? I've got 3 watching at the moment.
You had 9.
Oh, did I?
Earlier there was 9. Yeah,
Oh, a lot of ninjas in the back.
yeah. There was 9 there. Yeah.
I think because we had a couple of we had Catherine Ramsey. She's from Big Nose's channel. We might have had some ninjas from Big Nose's channel come in to watch before he streams. So he might have just started his stream and they've gone, all right, cool, let's go over there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like I said, I was here to talk to myself. I didn't expect you to turn up. I thought you might not come because it's a bit earlier. It was just meant to be me. I was only going to do like an hour stream where I'm just ranting about the choice of whether you should carry other people's burdens or not. Because, like I said, I've got no problem helping carry people's burdens, but I'm not going to carry them for them. You know, I can help you carry them, but I'm not going to carry them for you. There's a bit of work that you need to do yourself as well. Like I say, change comes from within. You can only help yourself. Nobody can help you unless you want to help yourself. And all that pretty stuff, which sounds quite hard, but I think that's where you have to have that balance. Like I said, you have to have that self-respect. It's not ego, but it's self-respect where you're like, look, I am happy to help you, but don't put your shit on me. Don't put your shit on me.
Yeah, totally. And I think, there are a lot of people out there. And I think that when you done the video with me at the park, a few months ago, I think I kind of referred to this. There are a lot of people out there who just not where you're at. And it doesn't mean you're better or worse or anything like that. It just means you've gone through enough trials and tribulations with yourself to get you to a point of, you've developed a particular lens or perspective of looking at things. Yeah? But there are people who don't know boundaries. And I think at the time I was saying to you, I'd be very aware about who I give my number to, and just because, and a lot of that is just about stuff that I've got going on within myself. Some of it in relation to what I was talking about earlier on in relation to my neighbour. But so if I'm not in the right headspace, and then somebody tries to contact me to commit to a meeting for some coffee or whatever, and I'm just not there because I'm so stressed out about something else. I don't want to have to explain that to people that I'm in.
The no should just be enough.
Yeah, that no should be enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Without, so that's the reason I do that. But there are a lot of people who don't care. There's just a lot of people who just don't care about other human beings.
I think they care about other human beings, but it's just they care more about themselves.
Self-obsession.
Yeah.
Basically, that is what basically self-obsession. self-obsession.
Yeah,
So,
narcissist, I think that is.
well,
Narcissism, self-obsession is constantly. Because the story of Narcissus is that he's a
mm,
guy who goes to the river every single day to stare at himself in the water.
right,
Uh,
that sounds like me.
which, uh, 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 which
I'm
it
joking.
depends on how you look at it. Because I think if you're doing a lot of self-reflection, it can
Uh,
seem narcissistic because you're constantly reflecting. You're reflecting. You look, but as long
yeah,
as you're
yeah.
not reflecting and going, "Oh, how amazing I am," if you're looking at
Or
yourself with humble eyes, if you're
yeah, I
looking at
definitely don't.
yourself with
Yeah.
eyes of like I'm looking of where I can improve, that's
Mm,
where it shifts it from narcissism to self-reflection. But a lot of people look in the mirror and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that, and they don't understand that's not self-reflection, that's self-grandiose,
mm.
grandiose. You
Grandiose. Yeah.
you're making yourself better. You're giving yourself an ego boost when you do that, rather than
Mm.
actually peeling back the layers like an onion, like we've mentioned before.
Well, yeah, I think what my belief in relation to peeling back the onion, well, and we did mention this in Speaker's Corner a few months ago. I think when you come into a place through taking away, removing things
Hmm.
like alcohol or whatever it is as being your plaster, I think that onion peels naturally.
Hmm.
It's and you have to deal. This one, like I said to you, there was a time at the beginning when I stopped drinking first, where I was on the phone to the Samaritans, and I find it very helpful because I would just get very overwhelmed.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't feel that need now. But there was a time where I would even be saying to myself, "Oh, Damien, you've only done that once this month." That's how that's how much of a nuisance I would have been to them. And even sometimes they put the phone down on me. But so there was a time, I've always been quite lucky of having an inner awareness of where I'm at.
Hmm.
Thank God. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And literally, thank God.
Well,
Um,
I think that's another thing as well. Is like that because you were leaning on them for help. You weren't shifting your burden on them. You were
mm,
able to do the work yourself, and because you were conscious of this, that's why you were
yeah,
calling them from every single day to now. Oh, I only called them once this month. Is
yeah,
that you have that progression of actually working towards something better than where you were?
yeah. I don't think I've called them in 5 years. I think
Amazing.
I just recognized where I was at. I recognized I'd come into a new way of being. I recognized I'd removed all the crutches, so to speak,
Mm.
and I recognized it was going to be it wasn't going to be straightforward and easy.
No, no.
And I just recognized the places I could go, like AA, like the Samaritans, etc., to kind of get through those stages before I could actually walk on my own 2 feet. You know?
But that's the thing. You have to recognize that in order to ask for the help. Because
Yeah,
if you have not recognized that, hey, I need a bit of support here, you wouldn't have gone to them, and then you may have relapsed when you're trying to do
yeah,
it on your own, or you could have given up, or whatever. Because you
yeah,
had that support system there, it was able to build that confidence in yourself to
yeah.
then take you to the next level because you kept on working on it in your own time too.
I think I'm very grateful, the man, and I think lucky that I have. I would say even use the word blessed.
Mm.
That I do have that inner kind of awareness.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I think just a lot of people just don't have that for whatever reason. I don't think they have that inner awareness that
It's autopilot
that
mode.
second base. Eh?
It's autopilot mode. If they're switched on autopilot mode,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not anything about the thinking, it's always just about the doing. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
doing is important,
yeah,
but you have to be able to do the thinking first because action without thought is reckless
yeah.
and it can end up harming you more than it harms others, or it can harm others more than it harms you, depending. Like I said with that kid yesterday who threw the brick at my car, he wasn't thinking, oh
So
hey,
you
this
tell
is
me about
dangerous.
that? What happened?
Oh, there's a story I told yesterday about how someone tried throwing a brick at my car because he was pissed off with my passengers. I was just there to pick them up. I was doing them a
Mm,
favor at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but
mm,
he threw a brick at my car and then. But the point is that that kid who did that, he wasn't thinking first and then acting. He
yeah,
was just feeling emotion and then
yeah,
acting.
yeah,
So this is why I say it goes heart, brain,
yeah,
action. You can't
yeah,
go from heart to
yeah,
action,
yeah.
otherwise well, hot to action is okay in certain regards.
Yeah.
If the hot to action like is good if the heart is clear, the heart isn't clouded.
Yeah.
But if the heart is clouded with hate, anger, lust, greed, attachment, then you
Mm.
can't go from hot to action because it ends up being more harmful than good. But if you've got that
Mm.
cleaner heart, then yeah, you could go from heart to action. But in that process, to get to that point, you have to go
Yeah.
heart, brain, action,
Mm.
heart, brain, action,
Yeah.
and then once you've done that enough and you've cleaned the heart as much as you can of all the shadows,
Yeah.
then you could
Yeah.
go cool straight into action from heart.
The shadow self,
Yes, yes.
really. You. I think yesterday, the man you mentioned something about struggling with money.
Yes, sir.
Right. There's a website. I'll just throw it out to you there.
Mm.
Called QM. It's a survey website called
Okay.
QMEE.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're very very tedious, but they're definitely, I would class them as the number one genuine website for surveys, and they've got great customer support if you have an issue. So sometimes on the very odd occasion, I'd say, "Oh, the survey didn't pay me when I was finished,"
Mm-hmm.
and they'd go away and they'd have a look at it and they say, "Oh, we found out there was a technical issue and the money now has gone back into your account." Now
Mm-hmm.
it's not, we're talking about pennies here,
Mm-hmm.
but I think over a couple of year period, out of them, I had £800.
Decent. Decent.
Yeah, so the money is and it can be like 30 pence for 5 minutes, something like that. But you get into a kind of a thing with it,
Yeah,
and then
I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna sit here. I
yeah,
was
no,
offered.
no, I didn't think. I thought it might not be for you. I just thought I'd
Yeah,
mention about it. I
no,
didn't think
I
it would
appreciate
be.
it. I was offered something similar where someone was like, just click this button 40 times a
Right.
day and you make some money. And I was
Okay, I
like,
wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it like that. No.
yeah, I'd
But,
rather be outside with people. I'd rather
yeah,
do something where I'm actually living life.
yeah, yeah.
Like my previous job with the cabin crew. I wasn't just
Yeah.
working; it was about working
Hmm.
and living at the same
Would you not
time.
come back to them?
Uh,
Have you told them?
I could possibly if they were recruiting, but
Mm.
it what I do is I don't close any doors. I've got all
Yeah,
options
yeah.
open. If
Right.
they start
Okay.
applying, I'll probably throw my application. If they did
Did they
take,
ever contact you?
no, because I opted out of being contacted because they
Right.
said that we could call you back after 2 years, and I was like, nah, no, thank you.
But you have 3 years experience with them, so you wouldn't have to go through all of the training again, would you?
I would. The training
Oh, you-
expires. Yeah, you have to do refreshers every year, and I probably wouldn't need as intense training in
Yeah,
regards to the basics, but I
yeah.
would still have to go through the refresher course. I would have to
Mm.
go through my type rating again. The type
Right.
rating is basically what aircraft is this? How many emergency exits does it have? Where is the um crowbar located? Where is this located? Where is that located? Because you have to know these things in case of an
Sorry, when you
emergency.
say the crowbar, I was thinking of knocking out, nuisance customers, nuisance passengers. Where's the crowbar when I need to knock somebody out?
Depending on the aircraft, usually behind the pilot seat.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, you have to be able to know which aircraft has which equipment and stuff like that. And some aircraft have different safety regulations to other ones, so you may have to do certain different things in regards to the safety aspect of when you have to check the doors, cross-check the doors.
Mm.
So yeah, and also you have to be able to know what position you're in because when you start your shift, they say, all right, you're number 5, you're number 6, you're number 8, and you
Mm.
just from them giving you that number, you should be able to know where you are positioned, your roles and
Mm.
responsibilities for the entire flight, the safety equipment, all this stuff. So a lot of it's gone out of my head because I haven't done it in a while. So if I was to go back into this, I'd have to do this training again in order to refresh my
Yeah,
memory. And
but it would be refreshing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be like coming to it new.
no. And to be
No.
honest, it's quite for me. It's quite easy to learn because the way the equipment's located and the way the positions are allocated is usually quite logical.
Mm.
And as long as it makes logical sense to me, I'm
Yeah.
able to retain that information. I'm able to go, cool,
Right.
that makes sense. It's this because of this and this
No,
because
you're
of
still
this.
very young, the man. So like you say, don't rule anything out. Do you know what I mean?
No.
What I was going to ask you was, when you be in midair, would there be times you'd be in the cockpit for
Oh yeah,
one
yeah,
reason
yeah,
or another?
yeah.
Yeah.
Feeding the pilots, just
Yeah.
going in there just to check out the scene. Because sometimes if we're going over somewhere nice, they might just say like, if anyone's free, you could come up and have a
Come
quick
on, look
look.
at this.
And
Any UFO? Ever see anything from the cockpit?
I did not see any UFOs. No,
No.
unfortunately not. No.
Some of the most fabulous stuff that I've seen is kind of from an airline perspective of
Mhm.
what they're looking at. I mean, I
Mhm.
find it all fascinating. But so this time next week, we'll be in a complete new world order. Um, with now, let me just see, Taman. I'm just going to see if I can. You were saying that I can reduce something on my settings here. Now, what were you saying for the visual?
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
And the man, if you want to kind of get on and throw me off, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, yeah. Probably will in a few minutes. But
Okay.
we'll do this for now. It's 7:30. We were going for an hour and a half. Yeah, I could probably do another 15 minutes.
Yeah, don't be coming on so early. You'll be getting me spoiled. I'll be developing independency.
So you go to settings.
Yeah.
You go to virtual. Nope, not virtual. You go to.
Is it not picture? Okay.
Well, it's not,
Camera. I'm in camera at the moment.
yeah, it's not allowing me to do it there. I think it won't allow you to do it while you're using it.
Are you sure? It,
Yeah, because I'm not seeing the setting for myself. But yeah, I think it would have been in virtual, and
right,
then from there would be a slider. There should be a sliding option where it allows you to put the sensitivity up or down. Was it in camera?
right.
No, it's not in camera. Oh wait, maybe it's because I'm using.
Will it not be in the camera settings? Yeah.
Let me try on my computer. Bear with me a second.
Are you going to park on Sunday, Simon?
Probably not. Probably not.
It's gonna be a lot milder.
Oh, will it? That would be nice. But yeah, I'm not. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, so on virtual background, and there's a fade option.
Right. Where's the fade option?
It'll be a little slider on the right hand side.
On the right? No, I don't have that. I just have I have that.
Oh yeah, it's just giving you those options. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, try and do it when the stream ends. Just log into your StreamYard and do you have a StreamYard account because you've able to come on? Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. Log into your StreamYard account and then go to your settings and then go to the virtual background and then there should be a slider which allows you. Look, if you watch my screen, here.
Right, hold on a second. I'm not looking at you at the moment. Sorry, just 2 seconds.
No worries.
Right, that moves. I'm looking at my hair disappearing there.
Okay, you found the thing that moves, yeah?
I'm moving my head. No, I haven't found anything. I'm changing the camera resolution.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to do it. So if you look up the screen, if you could see the video of what's being streamed.
Right, hold on. Shall I come out of this?
Right,
yeah, go on. I'm here. I might just leave it. I'm not that particularly bothered.
have you got the live stream open?
Well, in what respect? I'm in the live stream.
No, have you got it open on YouTube?
Oh God, hold on. Now, how would? Oh, I see what you mean. Right. I have now.
Yeah, perfect. So if you look at the screen, you'll see that where I've clicked virtual background, there's this fade option here.
Hold on, I have to come in. Sorry, I can't see anything. But I'm in the StreamYard now, and then I've got the live stream next to it in another window.
If you watch this back, you'll see what I'm talking about. So once the stream's over, just watch this part back, and look at the screen, and then you'll see what I'm seeing, and then you'll understand what you got to do in order to fix that. But what would be best is to actually buy a green screen. So I've got a green cloth that's covering the
Right.
back, and you could just hang that up anywhere, and then as long as the camera is able to detect the green, it then
Yeah.
cuts it out, and then it's a lot easier to have that. Because
Right.
right now, what's happening is the white from the
Yeah.
back of your head
Yeah.
is kind of coming through the wisps of your hair, and that's what's causing the issue.
Is it?
Yeah, so if you had a green screen, it'll be a lot easier, and it's not
Right.
that expensive. You could get one for like 10 quid. It's just a
Right.
5 or
I
10 quid.
probably won't, man. To be quite honest, I'm kind of okay with this.
You're happy the way it is.
So,
Yeah.
because at least people can't see my dirty. So I'm pretty much okay with this. It's not a massive issue.
As long as you're good with it, man. As long as you're good with it.
Yeah, and I think kind of to move into a whole different level, you have to start kind of laying out money with StreamYard, haven't you?
I haven't. I've just found loopholes.
Right.
But yeah. Oh, I did. So I was just checking my emails, and I saw an email from my Kickstarter. So, you said about the money situation. So I do have an option for Kickstarter, where
Okay.
I'm trying to raise funds to create my own tarot cards. With that,
Okay.
essentially, I want to turn it into like I think it's called a non-charitable organization. No, not non-charitable. It's just basically it's where I can create something that I can sell, but then
Yeah.
the money isn't about taking profits. It's about reinvesting into community projects and stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's something I'm looking at the moment, is trying to move forward. Instead of doing, like I said, I don't want to click on things. I don't want to do something that's just where I'm not involved with people or I'm not doing any impact to the world. I'd rather do something that actually helps the world at the same
Okay.
time as making enough pocket money just to survive.
Yeah. It's all about survival. I used to do psychic readings on eBay.
Oh, on eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. I'm going back probably 20 years.
Popular?
Yeah. I did very well. Yeah. I have to say, I had readings. I was doing readings for people all over the world. Because like I said, I worked in the mediumship field for a few years. I was in that field. So basically, I was putting all that to use, and I was very disciplined. So I remember I got an email from this woman, and I won't go into details about it, but I thought, right, then you got to do this right. So I went out for a really long walk around Hyde Park specifically to just clear my head and everything, so that when I came back, that I felt I could focus. And I did this reading for her. I was I was very lucky. Had some amazing kind of stuff kind of was being shown to me. But with mediumship, it is a process. When you're aware of the process and how it works, it really is just going into the zone, waiting for stuff to come in, and then working with it and doing. So when I would do readings, I wouldn't judge what I was saying. I would just be given the information. I'd say, this is what I'm saying, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm whatever. A lot of it's symbols. And this woman, she came back to me and basically she said, "You're just I think she said that you're the second best reading I've ever had in my life." But it was it was pretty at the time. I don't think I would go back to it. But yeah, it
Why
was.
wouldn't you go back to it?
I think I wouldn't go back. I think I wouldn't go back to it. I'm one of these people, the man. I think everything is of a time until you know better. Right? Now, I'm not. I don't think I've shared this, but I was doing a workshop one day, and at this place I used to do training with this Japanese meditation teacher. And we were working. It was all about auras, energy, and mediums in the spirit world. That was the main thing, but we were doing lots of other stuff as well. And so at that building, there was a workshop one Saturday. It was an all-day workshop in relation to working with mediumship. And at the end of the day, the teacher said, "Right, we're going to do a little bit of angel work now." And my head just completely switched out. I was very much of the thinking, to my friends, if ever you hear me talking about angels, grab me quick. Do you know what I mean? Because this wasn't my interest.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my interest. It was just a line I had. I thought I'm not going to completely lose the plot and just believe everything that's being said or whatever. So anyway, I thought, right, it's only an hour left. I don't want to be rude. We're sitting there. So I just went along with it, and the teacher we went through this guided kind of meditation in relation to what we were doing.
Hmm.
And I just closed my eyes, and I tell you, I had as real as you would like. Yeah, this is so real. I felt just very quickly something coming into my energy
Hmm.
field. So when you work with energy, you become aware of your energy, and
Hmm.
you become aware of other stuff coming into it and pulling back from it.
Hmm.
Okay, so I became aware of something was coming into my energy, and then I just felt something wrap itself around me,
Hmm.
and then I became aware it was something very tall and big,
Hmm.
and then I just felt all these feathers, all these fluttering feathers all around me. So it was an angel, yeah.
Hmm.
So I was being given the. Now, I'm not saying it was an angel, but I was being made to feel or experience or believe that I was experiencing an angel wrapping its wings around me, and I could
Hmm.
hear and feel all the feathers kind of going on.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was really cool. No, it was totally cool. It
Yeah.
wasn't in any way subtle. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of went along with it in my head for a while. I thought, God, I had a lot of stuff happen when I was in this place, and a lot of people, other people who knew me, who were doing similar stuff, but recognized there was something going on with me.
Hmm.
It may have just been where I was at the time. It's like, so basically, then only recently, I kind of thought when I heard people talking about Muslims and Christians talking about the darker forces, and that when you work in that area, they say things like this coming true could be negative things.
Hmm.
So I decided to reject the experience based on that, even though I know I had the experience, but
Hmm.
I decided to reject the experience on the grounds of that it could have been something demonic coming true to me to
Hmm.
make me believe something for other reasons. So that was the so yeah. So I let it. I thought, right, okay, that's fine. I definitely know what happened, but it doesn't mean that it was coming from a healthy place. So I thought I'd let it
Well,
go.
I think the best
But
way to know whether it's coming from a good place or not is usually the energy. It's you. If it's something that's saying peace, love, truth, compassion.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, well, it wasn't saying anything. It was just a very real physical experience
Hmm.
that was probably letting me have it. But I think what shocked me about it was because I was so close to the experience
Hmm.
before. So I was very close to that kind of subject matter.
Hmm.
And then because of that, it was very very real. I think I'm open to my thinking. Um, I'm open to that. There's a lot going on that we. For me, it's about lifting the veil.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would kind of look at it like that. So I believe there's a veil between most people um, and the other world or
Hmm.
whatever is
Yeah, yeah.
going on. You know what I mean? But we don't know until the time comes. But I think because of a lot of stuff that I experienced, some of which I've shared with you here. When I was younger, I think I might have told you this. I'm not sure. For a few years, I had this experience when I go to sleep. I think I told you this, didn't
Um, I'm trying
I?
to
And
remember. Tell me a little bit more, and then
yeah.
I'll tell you
So
if I remember.
I'd go to sleep, but it wouldn't be in the deep sleep. You got the first level where you're just beginning to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into
yeah.
the sleep. So it was in that level, and then I'd find myself in a big room,
Hmm.
like a big hall, and I was something the size of a grain of salt, but
Hmm.
it was me. I was in that, and I kind of recognize that as well now because I had the out of body experience where I was in something of a bigger space, but still the size of a coin. So I recognize that's what that feels like.
Hmm.
Um, so as a child, for a few years, I went through a lot of trauma as a child.
Hmm.
My parents, my father was very violent. There was a lot of alcohol, and it was just chaos. It was complete trauma, as a
Hmm.
child, and especially having such a sensitivity. Do you know what I mean? So I
You pick up
really
on it. Yeah,
absorbed.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pure horror a lot of the time that I was in my childhood, and I actually ran away from the family home,
Hmm.
even though my mother had already left it, and put myself into care
Hmm.
for my own safety. Do you know what I mean? To get away. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So I was in the care system for a few years, but I hadn't been put into the care. It was me who put myself into the
yeah.
care system. So when I would go into this big room, I would be the size of, like I say, a grain of salt. But I recognized that was me. I remember being aware that's me in this thing. So I was thinking and having consciousness in this, whatever it was, and I was floating. And there was a big light source at the end, and kind of like the sun, but I knew it wasn't the sun. But it was
Mm.
something of that kind of magnitude. It was a very large light,
Hmm.
and I was floating towards this light. Now I never got anywhere near it. I was very high up and at the back of the hall or the space, and just moving, floating towards it. But why I really loved the experience, and I used to look forward to going to sleep, was because I loved the sensation of floating.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, yeah,
That was the real draw. It wasn't
yeah.
anything more that was going on at the time. It wasn't that more that was going on, but
Is that feeling
I
of
just
floating? Yeah.
I just love that sensation of floating. So I was always floating towards this thing. I never got anywhere near it. Um, so I don't know, why, what was going on. But I mean, a lot of people,
Freedom,
I
innit?
think,
It's freedom. That's why, like,
yeah,
I refer to birds as part of freedom because they fly. It's not just being grounded. I've had dreams as well where I'm walking and then I'll start running and then I'll skip. And then as I'm skipping, instead of landing after the skip, I'll start
mm,
floating and I'll be like, whoa. And I'll
all
skip
right,
further and
okay,
further until I realize, oh, wait,
yeah,
I could just fly. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's that whole aspect of freedom, like truly being free, letting go of all the crap that
I
holds
think
you down.
letting go. Yeah, I think letting go. I think that's a very interesting term. Actually, I
Mm.
think it's a letting go, whether for whatever reason you've let go and gone into that space. Do you know what I mean? Um, so yes, I've kind of quite a lot. But what is yeah? So basically, I did a tarot. I had a tarot. I have a book called the Mystic Tarot.
Mm.
I can't remember when I bought it. It's a black book with a tarot cards, and I did um, take them when I went traveling. I remember I think the first time to India, and kind of every year after, I would bring them with me, and I had a notebook, and I would read each card and the translation of the card, and then I would write down my own
Yes, I remember
translation
you
of
saying on the
yeah,
comments
yeah.
you made
So
your own.
I'd write. I kind of put together my own book of the translation, so it made sense to me. So I have got that. So you want to read tarot?
No, 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 I don't want to read tarot. I just want to make a tarot deck that
You
people
want to make
can
a tarot
use
deck,
alongside the tarots. So
right?
it's not just about, hey, here's a story. It's
Hmm.
also, hey, here's a story, and then
Hmm.
use a deck I'm going to make as a tool to enhance that reading and truly make that reading effective.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it makes more sense when if I was to show you, but I can't show you because
Hmm.
I don't do tarot readings.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the people who do the tarot readings will understand.
There are some people on YouTube who do tarot readings. I've seen there's like these women. There's like
Yes.
four of them come together.
Oh, I've not seen
And
four women come together, but I've seen
yeah,
loads of this. Like I ended up
women,
making this new channel for the music,
right?
and all the music channel, uh, all the suggested links ended up being tarot, and I was just
Oh,
like, oh,
really?
cool, let's see what this is. And I just
Yeah, yeah.
started watching them, and I started. That's when I started thinking, okay, this is where tarot could be improved,
Hmm.
where they're trying to do good by trying to help people, but obviously some
Hmm.
people could take these stories and take them literally, apply them when they
Hmm.
don't need to apply them. All sorts of things could go wrong with tarot. So I was just
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's best that they have a tool with them that actually enhances the tarot reading rather than just keeping it at the base level. Let's take it to the next
Right.
level.
Yeah, yeah. I think these women, by the looks, from what I could kind of, superficially grasp,
Mm.
I kind of felt these women were making money.
Yeah, most people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them. They're making money from what I've seen them do is they do public readings for like a group reading, which will be
Yeah.
generic,
Yeah.
but then they offer private readings for like
Yeah. Yeah.
£150 or something like that.
Yeah. I
So
wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't charge that. But um, I used
you're
to
obviously not
charge.
that good, are you then?
Well, I didn't. Well, I don't. I think with anything in relation to that field,
Mm,
that if I became too, if I felt I was putting very high levels of financial gain in it, I
mm.
feel it would go against me.
Yeah, no, I understand
Do
what you mean.
you
Yeah, yeah.
understand?
Well,
So yeah, go.
I was just gonna say, at the end of the day, we don't know how many of them are gonna be doing it for legit reasons or not. Um,
Hmm,
that's why, like I said, if they've got like tarot deck, it's like regardless of legit or not legit, you could still go away better
hmm,
than just a plain tarot reading. With the plain
right.
tarot reading, you might leave with anxiety, depression, paranoia, and all sorts,
Hmm,
or you might come away with a superego where you've just been listening to people saying all this good stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, 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 I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and then that could be a
yeah,
problem as well. So this is why I want to introduce my deck for the balance to bring it back
right.
down to earth.
Okay.
Mm.
So when are you starting doing it?
I've already started. I've already written out all the cards I want. I'm in the process of drawing at the moment. I met someone the other day by chance,
Hmm,
synchronicity. I met someone
hmm,
the other day who's a graphic artist. He gave me his number, and he was like, I actually talked to him about being a graphic artist. He then said he does all sorts, and I said, oh yeah, cool. I might take your number
hmm,
because I'm trying to make a tarot deck. And he was like, do you know
hmm,
what? That's one of the things I'm working on as well. Like he likes drawing like tarot style stuff.
hmm.
So yeah, I'll give him a shout once if I get the funding. If I don't get the funding, then I'm gonna have to fund it myself, which I'm happy to do, but it just takes
How much?
longer.
How much is it?
Well, what I've calculated is about 11k. To yeah, because
Excuse my chin dropping to the floor.
that's a very standard number because
Right.
it's about
But not
getting.
a very standard response, damn it.
Well, if you saw the other Kickstarters, you'd probably go, okay, yeah, it because when you look at
Also, when you kickstart, okay, right? I didn't pick
yeah,
up on the
it's
the
a
word
Kickstarter thing, so it's
kickstart.
like
Yeah.
getting off the ground level. So
Right.
I'd offer like special signed cards from the artist. I'd offer a special, no, a regular deck plus this
Right.
and stuff. There's like gifts that you could give people for contributing
Right.
towards this. But the
Right.
idea is essentially, which I'm going to do, is to make it a business, but it's not going to be for profit. It's going to be
Hmm.
for the reinvestment into society and local communities and try and build them up as much as I can to
Okay.
what I think I can help contribute in from my perspective. So
Right.
yeah, the 11k is just purely because you need money to get things printed, get things designed, get things um distributed. The whole process
Right.
takes a bit of cash flow. So yeah, at the moment, I think I've got £77 pledged.
Well,
Which
you got to start somewhere, damn
that's what I'm thinking. Got to start
it.
somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
If people are interested, they can always go and pledge on the Kickstarter. The money isn't taken unless I get the full amount. If I don't get the full
Oh,
11k, then I
right.
don't get anything. So
Right.
at the moment,
Okay.
I'm working to find a job where I can make enough money, and then I'll reinvest this into
Mhm.
it myself. And then at that point, I'll do it for a little bit of profit for a little while, and then I'll do a community project just so that I can set myself up.
Have you seen this thing with Nose with the 5K challenge?
It's just a money grabbing title. It's just to
Oh,
say
no, 100%. Yeah, he is
he's
there's
not
no way.
he's not giving anyone 5k for shit. And he also sets up
Absolutely,
the questions as if no answer that you give him will be accepted by him, so therefore he
absolutely right.
definitely doesn't have to
Yeah,
pay you. So yeah,
yeah.
everyone's got their own tactics. I just try not to go down the route of
But I just thought, I wonder, could that kind of a title not compromise his account? Do you know what I mean? Just by the very nature, you're offering money, you're never going to you're never going to honor it.
Mm.
And could there not be an issue there for him? I just worry about his account.
Possibly. If someone was to go back and watch all those videos, say, hey, look, here's the answer. This guy now owes me 5K because he didn't specify a time frame. It turns into, I think there's legalities in regards to competition or like
Gotta be something.
yeah, some kind of like like game shows. They have the rules that they have to apply by. Have you heard of Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, even he's being picked up on this. Is the fact that you can't just have a game set up, offer people money, and then not have it fair. You have to have like the guidelines to make it fair. So if you've got money involved and you're saying it's a challenge, then there has to be some guidelines. But that's something that he'll have to look into. It's not something I'm really too bothered about because it's, once again, like I said, I'm not going to carry the burden of others if they're not willing to help themselves.
No, totally. I was just curious. It was just something. I think Lieutenant said he owes her 250,000. Man, listen, I'll let you go because my battery's down
Yeah,
to
no,
8%.
that's perfect. Perfect timing. Have a good night, buddy.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Alrighty, back to the ones. So, yeah, conversation went off on a few different tangents there, but it was alright. It was good. I'm going to keep it going for about another 10 minutes if anyone else wants to pop up, but conversation is whether you chill. Let me just take my headphones off. Wait. Yeah, so the idea is, do you just chill in your own peace, or do you offer to help people with their burdens? Help people with their burdens, not carry their burdens for them, but help them carry the burdens. If you've got any opinions, drop them in the chat. If you want to come up and talk about it, you're more than welcome to. We've got about 5-10 minutes left of the stream, and then I gotta go. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, I try and help people with their burdens. Some people do try and put burdens on you. But at that point, you just got to go, no, thank you. I don't want your burdens. I'll help you carry them. I'll help you help yourself, but I am not carrying your burdens. Everyone's got choices they have to make in life, and everyone's choices have led them to where they are, regardless of whatever. Like, I'm going to give an example of The Wizard. The Wizard was once on my stream, and he told me about how somebody stole like £1 million off him or something. It was he never really went into the full story, but he was like, oh, some guy stole £1 million from me or something. At that point, the other person's in the wrong for trying to steal, but at the same time, he should have made better choices where he wasn't just allowing people to be able to steal. You need to be able to protect yourself. That's where the devil comes out, the mean side. That's when the mean side comes out. It's like, okay, no, you're not crossing this boundary. The boundary's right here. I ain't letting you come over. Not unless you're coming in peace, not to steal. So it's very important to be willing to help, but not willing to shoulder other people's burdens. And I would have. I in the past, I really would have done that. In the past, I would have shouldered a lot of burdens for people. Situations where I almost went homeless because I was too busy thinking about other people. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was like, hey, they need help. Help them as much as you can. And yeah, I like I said, I would have done this in the past over and over again, but I've learned my lesson now. I finally learned my lesson now, and I'm like, nope, I'm not carrying your burdens. I'll help you. I'll lessen your load. I'll help it. I'll try and help make it easier to carry until you deal with it, but you can't pass them off to someone else. You can't pass your burdens off to anyone else. So never pass your burdens to anyone else. If you are asking people for help, make sure you're willing to help yourself. Don't project your burdens onto others. projecting your burdens onto others is the same thing as trying to pass them off onto others. And the greatest growth comes from actually overcoming these issues yourself. So you need to be able to focus, work on yourself, and overcome them yourself. Obviously, you can have help from others, but you're doing the heavy lifting mainly. You're doing the main heavy lifting because you know you best. You know you best, and you know how you have to deal with these things that you've got to deal with. Nobody else can live your life for you. So remember, truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, hope. And there's a few more I've added. There's justice. And then there is life. So you got to focus on truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, hope, justice, and life. Life being living life. You know, you got to live life. You've got to be able to enjoy life as much as you can. It's not just about doing the right thing every time and never doing anything bad. Not doing and doesn't mean doing things bad either. It just means that life is messy. Life is messy. And sometimes you just got to roll with the punches, laugh at whatever's going on, and just kind of like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And try and use it to grow. Cool. Let me see if there's anyone behind the stage. Nope, nobody behind stage. Awesome possum. No new comments. Yeah, that's sweet. So yeah, just me sitting here chilling. What we'll do is we'll listen to a quick song, and then we'll come back for the last comments, and then we'll end the stream. In case, who knows? Maybe someone will come up. But what's the time? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Actually, yeah, no one's coming up on stream, but we'll play a song and then we'll do last comments and then we'll end it there. Let's see, what song should we go with? Let's go with this one here.
In the quiet of the night we find a timeless whisper so kind, stretching beyond all space, healing hearts with gentle grace, floating on a cloud of thought. In the stillness, find what's sought. Time weaves through our mind. With God's love, we're intertwined. Through the veil of time and space, feel the warmth of divine embrace. Meditation, silent song makes us feel where we belong. Stars align like ancient tales, universe within prevails. Moments drift like endless seas, touched by heaven's gentle breeze. Nothing stands in our way now. With the divine, we take a bow. Every challenge fades like mist. In the sacred we exist.
Alrighty. That was nice and relaxing. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Suvian chat waving hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're in a better mood today. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good day. I saw your message to Gospel earlier saying you managed to get the herb, so hopefully that's taken the edge off. And yeah, hopefully you're having a better day and not so angry. I don't mind you being angry at me. It's just, it's not good for you. It's just not a good place to be in. So yeah, welcome back though. Yeah, last words. Help people, care for people, but don't allow people to abuse you. You know, people will try and take advantage, like we said with Damien earlier. Damien had this situation as well where people took his kindness for weakness and thought they could just take, and just leave him with the BS of life, like his neighbor giving him attitude and then disappearing off to work in a great mood. So you don't want to be one of these people. You want to be lifting those people around you and trying to do your best for them, but they have to be willing to do the work themselves. Yeah, chaos. Peace alone is great. Trust me, I've been at peace for a little while, and I don't mind being on my own because I'm at peace. But I like a bit of chaos. I'm not gonna lie. It makes life interesting. It's not planned chaos, but when chaos happens, it makes life a bit more interesting. So don't shy away from the chaos, but don't carry other people's burdens. There's this old, let me see if I can find it actually. There's this old carving. I think it's called Atlas. Atlas. I don't want to call it carved. Statue. Let's have a look. Yes, here we go. Let me see if I could share this with you guys. Okay, the only one that came up was like a Amazon thing, so we'll just share the Amazon thing. It is what it is. It's a representation. Here we go. It's a Greek mythology. This is Atlas. He's carrying the world on his shoulders. And everyone's got their battles. Everyone's got stuff going on in their life. We need to be cognizant of this. So you don't want to put more shit on other people. You don't want to cause issues for other people because they're going through enough on their own with their own little world. The best thing you could do is try and help them carry that burden. Don't take it off them because you can't carry someone else's burdens. That's not life. That's just craziness. But you got to be able to recognize that people are going through struggles, different things. And the best thing we could do is try and help them the best way we can. And that I typically say is through leading by example. Let me just let me pull up a. Let me just get a thingy for you. Oh, I can't even do it on this computer. I only could do it on my other laptop. But essentially, I've said this before, where you could be walking your path and someone might join you on your path. If they stay on the path you're on, you can help them a lot longer. But if they come join your path and then they want to go off and do their thing, do their own separate thing, you can't keep helping them carry their burdens as they walk away. Because as they walk away, you are just left carrying the burdens while they've walked away. So you need to be able to understand that people could only help you carry the burdens as long as you're walking with them. You can't leave people with your burdens. And also in the example Jay Fu gave yesterday about sharing your light. If I've got my little candle here and I'm using this to see where I'm going, I can use this candle to see where I'm going on my path. I can't make this candle shine on all the different paths of everyone in life. I can't do that. I can't make this candle shine on everyone else's path. I can only use this candle to shine it on my path in front of me while I'm holding it. So understand that, once again, if you want help from someone, if you want support, you have to be willing to walk with them. You don't have to walk with them forever, but you have to be willing to walk with them for them to help you. You can't expect people to go off their path to come onto your path just to light your path. Everyone's got their own paths in life, everyone's got their own challenges, destinies, whatever. The best thing you could do is try and do a bit of teamwork, work together, walk on the path together for a little bit, and then you could separate if you need to. But yeah, you can't take that one light and run around to everyone's path. That's not going to work. They have to come to you to get the light, and then they could go off on their own path. So try and help people as much as you can, but don't take on anyone else's burdens. Life is tough as it is. Do not be one of those people that shift burdens onto other people. Live with truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility, hope, justice, and life. And find a better day. Find a better day. Because the sun always rises. The sun always comes up the next day. So there's always hope. There's always hope. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. And take care. Appreciate you. Love you. Ninjas, lovers, haters, guests. I think that should cover everyone. Take care. Good.